Hi, I'm Lowell Martin, and this is MCC Today, the place for all things academic. On today's show, we have Mandy Hurt, Deborah Nettles, and Beckman. This is a show you don't want to miss.
All right, so you're looking to make a career decision that's crazy smart and won't break the bank. Then let's start with tuition guarantee and a home field advantage. That's Meridian Community College, and we're changing the game. We've got heavy metal drilling and saving lives. Or how about building a rover that could drive on Mars? We're more than grades in a classroom. We're your Red Bull monster shot of knowledge that will help you own that next job. This is not just the 13th year. It's the gateway to your entire career. Are you ready for more? Well, the eagle has landed. Find your wings.
We are here with Miss Mandy Hurt. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing really well. Now, your last name is spelled with two T's, right?
Correct.
It's not just the one.
Not just the one.
Which is a good thing.
Right.
Now, you are our recruiting coordinator here at Meridian Community College, and you've been here 2 or 3 months now.
Right.
How are things going?
It's going great. I absolutely love it here. I went to college here for, I was here 3 years because I really enjoyed it. And the people were just wonderful. And so when this opportunity came up, I just knew that I would love it. And, working with students and everybody, it's my dream job.
Now, what exactly does a recruiting coordinator do?
Well, we encourage students to come to MCC, and then we also, for example, we've been going out to the college application days.
Okay.
And talking to students about MCC, different things that they might not know about MCC and what opportunities are available. And so we've been actually helping them to apply as well.
Now, the college application days, so these are certain days that you go to certain high schools.
Correct.
And help them complete their applications for enrollment here at MCC.
Yes. So we've actually have already gone out to 2 schools, and we have another school scheduled for next week. We go out there with our Ivy League recruiters and talk to them about MCC and the different opportunities, and then actually help them apply to MCC. And then if we have enough time, we also help them apply to other areas where if they may have a different college actually in mind as well.
Okay.
But we always encourage the students to apply at MCC, even though they may have something else in mind. You never know what'll shake out, and you always want to actually have a plan B as well.
That's a wonderful idea, and you want to have that plan B, but I always tell students all the time, it's like, especially if you don't know exactly what you want to do.
Right.
Don't go off to a big expensive college, kind of get your bearing, try some different things.
Exactly.
See what you like, and let's see how it goes. And don't get yourself super in debt or use all of your financial aid if that's the case.
Right.
And until you find your course, find what you want to do.
Yeah, and I actually was one of those people. I spent 3 years here because I had no idea what I wanted to do, and it actually
Me too.
it actually helped me kind of figure out where I wanted to go instead of spending a lot of money somewhere else. And then also at the college application days, our Ivy League recruiters have been coming as well.
Now, who are the Ivy League recruiters?
They are a group of students that have, they actually apply and go through interviews and have been chosen. We have about 24 this year, and they actually get a small scholarship for being part of that group. But they help out stuff on campus and actually go with us to these different high schools, college fairs, that sort of thing, and they are able to get leadership experience. And what is really great about them coming with us to the college application days is that students are actually able to hear from them of why they chose to come to MCC. And different areas like whether it's Phi Theta Kappa or Honors College that they may not know that is available, and it's good to hear from a fellow peer.
And sometimes, just to see a college student, just to see this going to some of these campuses, it can thrill some of these students, and they'll be like, I want to be like that.
Right.
I have a lot of your Ivy League recruiters who are tutors in the Success Center, and they're coming to me constantly going, look, we got to go to this school, and I'm going to have gonna have to call and complain to Mandy.
You can bring it to my boss, Brandon.
But now, in addition to going out to high schools, you know, we service, you know, the whole area of Lauderdale County.
Right.
And it's not just the high school students
Correct.
anymore. And in fact, I think the average age here at Meridian Community College is in the 30s. Because we have a lot of students who are older returning. So what do you do for the non-traditional students?
Well, we're available to them, and actually, since you said that, my sister, she had gotten her degree in education and realized it was not for her, so she actually came back and went through the nursing program. So I agree that that age, that sounds like a correct age range. But we're available to the non-traditional students, whether they have questions of coming in for a tour. I actually had a non-traditional student come through yesterday and was asking questions, and we show them around, answer any kind of questions, and then also going through the application process of either pointing them in the right direction if they want to do a paper application or online. And then we've also done Zoom meetings as well. So any kind of avenue that we can help, whether it's traditional or non-traditional students, we are there. And that's actually part of what I love to, in my position of recruiting, is helping people and helping them find their way.
It can be daunting sometimes for any students, whether they're non-traditional or traditional students, even though I don't think there's a term. I mean, traditional doesn't mean anything anymore. But it can be daunting to think about, you know, all of the things that you need to do to get into college and to, you know, and to pay for college, and you know, that we have somebody there to help. I think is a very good thing.
And yeah, and another thing, since you mentioned about all of the different things, is it's good to go ahead and apply and make that first step. I also tell everybody it's not binding, so don't think that you're going to get a bill in the mail just for applying. It's a good first step because, you know, there's other things that we need at a later date, whether it's your final high school transcript, your ACT, but it's a good starting process so you don't have to do everything at one time. But we're here, and I ask anybody, you know, just give me a call or, you know, shoot me an email, and if I don't know the answer to your question, I'll be happy to find out and give you a call.
So we service Lauderdale County.
Correct.
So anyone who graduates within Lauderdale County, and that's in regular schools or homeschooled or can apply.
Yes.
How can they get in touch with you?
My phone number is 601-484-8819, and my email address is mhurt, H-U-R-T-T, 1@meridiancc.edu.
Listen, I want to thank you for being here today, and I want you to come back, and I want us to talk about this some more.
I will. I've enjoyed it, so please have me back.
We'll be right back.
Become essential at Meridian Community College. Our community is changing, and at MCC, we are built for those who want to serve. Being essential has kept our community going. You can become that here, all at an affordable cost. Whether you dream of helping people through healthcare services or want to transport goods, connecting people with the products they need, we have many unique opportunities to help you find your purpose. Don't wait for change. Be the difference and register today. Become essential at Meridian Community College.
We have the wonderful Miss Deborah Nettles here today. How are you doing?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm wonderful. It is a beautiful day outside. Hey, great weather. Now,
fall cool weather.
Fall cool weather. This is really wonderful. Now, you're a career and retention advisor here at Meridian Community College. So, what exactly does that mean?
Okay. The main part is advising, which is, I always say that we are like that tour guide to help them go through college. So if they need that resource, we're there to help them, hold their hand, give them a little push sometimes to get them through. So that's one side of it. I work with the industrial technology program. So those are the programs like truck driving, welding, telecommunications.
Industrial maintenance.
Right, all of them. And so that's one part of it. The other part's retention. So once we get them here, we try to help them stay here.
Right.
And again, being those resources that give them to help them along the way.
I cannot think of a better person to be like the face, the first that people see when they come in, and to get information, because you are so nice and you are so good with the students. And I say this having known you for 20-something years now. But do you find that like after or because of COVID, that more people are trying to kind of go into the industrial maintenance stuff? Or if you don't mind me asking, I'm just curious.
We see that. A lot of them now are knowing that industrial programs are a good way, maybe in a year or less, to find a skill to go out and get a job quickly. And so that's why they kind of, you know,
and make good money at it.
Make really good money.
So yeah, I mean, we've talked before about this. Sometimes they can get through a year or 2 year program and end up making more than some people. I won't say names.
Okay, no
but,
names.
But we've
really
got
good
midterms coming up here,
Yes.
or actually, I just had to turn in midterm grades yesterday. But midterms coming up. What exactly is?
Midterm means we're halfway, and it's hard to realize that we're halfway because it started, you know, a little bumpy, but we're along the way. So halfway is a good time for the students to check in, and that's how we know their progress. Of course, they can look on EagleNet, see their midterm grades. That way they kind of know where they are. But if they need a little help, you know, this is a good time to tell them, okay, it's not over yet. We're halfway. You know, you've got another 6-7 weeks to fix whatever's wrong or maintain where you are.
And a lot of times that midterm grade it's not averaged into anything. This just gives you a gauge of where you are at this moment. Okay,
That
so that
helps
if you need to kind of increase your efforts, okay, then you need to increase your efforts.
Right.
Okay.
And quickly.
And quickly. Yeah. Well, as I say, I tell them this all the time. We come to a point in the semester where you can't do a lot to improve your grade. But you can still do a lot to damage it.
That's right.
You know, and I've asked students because, you know, they'll come in and they're like, I'm going to make an A in this class and all. And you get into that and you realize, and you're like, you know, let's do B.
Right.
And I'm not saying, please don't think I'm
Change the
knocking
plans.
anything.
No, but
it's
that's
just
good.
sometimes that
Right.
happens.
Right.
There are some classes that just don't.
Right. And different
You don't
things work
absorb
for
as
different
well.
people, so they have to try to change things. Yeah.
Now we have here at Meridian Community College, we have some called late start classes. Now what exactly are they, and how can students find out about them?
Okay. This semester, of course, they're all online because of the COVID, but this is a good opportunity. Say if you're a person that wanted to take some classes and you're not enrolled yet, it's not too late. You can go ahead and sign up for
And be a
late start
full-time
classes.
student.
That is correct.
Okay.
We have a lot of different classes. They all start October 14th. We've got some starting October 19th, and then we've got some starting in November. And even for current students, it's a good opportunity that maybe if they've dropped a class or maybe they've fallen below full-time, pick up another class. This is a good time.
Okay.
This is a
And
good
so,
time.
and that the class you drop won't be counted toward your GPA, or will it? Do you
Well,
know?
no, it will not be. If
Okay.
it's a W, it does not count toward
Okay.
grade point average.
So this
right.
might be a good opportunity
Right.
to say, okay, look, I didn't do as well as I
Right.
should have, and let me.
That's right, that midterm grade. That helps you, you know.
Now you also do something with teaching students to be successful and study skills,
That's
which is
correct.
something that is near and dear to my heart,
course,
because
yeah.
I also teach college
You do a
study
great
skills.
job with that class.
Thank you, I
Thank
appreciate
you
that.
for that, yeah.
But you do something, typically speaking, during the semester where you will have a couple of, in the past you've had
Mm-hmm.
a couple of where you meet with students and you go over study skills.
Mm-hmm. We have some seminars.
How are we doing that this year, this
Well,
semester? Are we
this-
still doing the same thing?
No, we're changing things. Of course, we're in a virtual world now, so we don't have, due to restrictions, we don't have that, you know, meeting like we have in the past for seminars. So today I just want to touch on some of the things. You know, I'm always reading about best practices,
Sure.
reading about things that that work. So next semester we're going to do it virtually, though. But I have this acronym that I came up with, AAST, which are your keys to success in college.
Okay.
The A standing for attendance. First of all, be there. You know, we've got some students who don't realize if you come to class, you will pass. Come to class.
That's the greatest predictor of success
That
in
is
college.
so true.
And in life, I
Go
might
to
add.
class. There you go. Go to work
Just be
and then
there.
go to class.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Go to class. Then you've got assignments. You know, do the work. I've had situations, we had one student was there every day, did well on tests, but never turned in an assignment, and then it pulled the grade down. So assignments are important.
Yes.
Then studying, like you mentioned, the study skills. You do a lot in your class, and I make sure all my students take your class because
Thank
they
you.
need to know. In high school, maybe they didn't have to study, but in college, you need to study.
That's one of the best. That's one of
Gotta
the we
study.
hear that constantly. Well, I made straight A's in high school. Why am I
different,
not
yeah.
doing as well in college?
It's different
It's
in
different.
college. Got to study, find a place to study, find time to study. I think most have good intentions, they just don't take the time to study. And then the test taking, you know, we see that, of course, everybody loves the multiple choice test because you may have an option of choosing, you know, but what about when your instructor gives you a short answer, an essay test,
goodness.
you know, you've got to really know. And even an open book test can be hard, you know, so. Talk about test taking tips and all, and those are some seminars we'll do again next year. Hopefully.
Well, I tell students this all the time as far as studying. This is not rocket science. This is stuff you probably should have been doing, but you're not doing.
Right.
So let's do it.
Yeah.
And I tend to fuss a lot. Now you don't fuss. I fuss a lot, and you've heard me fuss at
They need
students
that.
many times.
We call it
But we
reinforcement.
fuss.
They need reinforcement.
And we also have spring graduation coming up. So students kind of need to be thinking about what they're going to take in the spring.
That's true. Spring registration will be coming up soon, so this is a good time for undecided students. Maybe they don't really know what their major will be, what program. This is a good time to see about going into a program. Go ahead and take those prerequisite classes that are needed. You know, you've got some dates coming in as far as when to apply for some of the programs, the health programs mainly.
Okay.
So this is a good time to think about that. We've got DegreeWorks, which is a wonderful tool, which is more of evaluating how close you are to graduation.
Okay, and what you need to do to...
Students can click on the EagleNet and use DegreeWorks to see how close they are.
Well, now, if a student wants to get in touch with you, how do they get in touch with you?
They can email me at dnettle1 at
Spell Nettle.
DNETTLE1
Okay.
at meridiancc.edu.
Okay, and that's the best way to contact
That's the
you?
best way, or they can call 601-553-3404.
Well, listen, I want to thank you for being with us
Thank
today,
you,
and I want you
thank
to come
you.
back.
I will. Thank you.
We'll be right back.
Are you searching for something new? Then Meridian Community College is the place for you. With over 52 career and technical pathways, you can move straight into the workforce in 2 years or less. Get hands-on experience in welding and electrical technology, or go digital in graphic design and media production. You'll discover many opportunities for a new career at a fraction of the cost. Reskill now. Become essential at Meridian Community College. Register today at meridiancc.edu.
And we have Mr. Curtis Beckman here today again because you were well. Let's see. When were you here last? Has it been? Now your coworker was here, I believe, wasn't he?
Yes.
Okay.
He was
Here
on
about
over the summer, July 1st of August.
Okay. Now, what program are you in charge of?
We have 2 IST programs on campus. One is network security, and the other is software coding, and I'm more the software coding instructor.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
Now, what kind of things do you do with the software coding?
It's an updated version of computer programming.
Okay.
We consider it basically the same program, but for software coding, we had some language updates and some technology updates to the traditional, because programming has moved away from what we would do traditionally. There's more of an emphasis on full stack programming and some new programs. I know I threw out some language there.
I was about to say.
Full stack programming is essentially building the front end of an application and also coding all the things that happen behind the scenes that make that work.
Okay.
Programmers are more asked to do all of the programming as opposed to just building the front end or just building the back end. And so software coding kind of has more of an emphasis on doing the whole cycle.
So when we do something on the computer, we don't realize how much work actually went into, like, I mean, we might think something is very simple, we do this and something immediately happens, but all of that has to be coded, it has to be...
Yes.
Okay, so we have no idea how much work went into doing that, and that's what you're getting students ready for, right?
Right. There's a lot of challenges to make things work. I would say that the change is, in the past, we've always emphasized that all the coding that goes behind a simple program to make it work, and that's still necessary, and we're still training that. But another thing that you have to do as a programmer is you have to make the front end, the thing that the users deal with, familiar, as familiar as possible.
Okay.
If you open a new program and it looks just like Word or Excel, an Office program that you're used to, there's a certain amount of comfort you get because you've used a similar interface before.
Okay.
So what programmers have to do is they have to create that similar interface so that when they create a new program for, say, a company to start using, that interface looks like something that they've seen before, so that there's that certain level of comfort. They'll step in and they'll start using it right away because they feel comfortable with the way it looks, even though it's new software.
Do you also have to make sure that any program that you do doesn't affect other programs that are on the computer?
Well, usually they're like used to using certain
And
programs.
please, if I'm asking a stupid question,
It's
because
it's not a bad question at all. You want to make new programs as similar to what they're using as possible, because any new aspects, any new looks that you add have to be learned.
Okay.
It's like when you open a Windows program, there's a certain amount you see. You'll see it open in a window, you'll see the big red X in the corner, and so you feel comfortable with that. I know how to close that program because I'm used to seeing that big red X in the corner, so
Sure.
I know if I click that big red X, that's going to close the program. Okay. Well, if I suddenly take that away and you open it, you're going to naturally look around and say, well, how do I close this thing because I don't have my X anymore?
Sure, sure.
So you can build in familiar things into a program that people are already comfortable
And that's
with.
the front end loading.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, that's the front end.
Well, so you do the software coding part of it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, how long a program is that?
It's 4 semesters. We actually have a 30-hour exit point where you can take the first 30 hours of the program.
And you get a
it's
certificate?
good. You get a lot of good stuff in that. I recommend everybody go ahead and go through the 2-year because it's hard to get started in this field with less.
Okay.
However, you will be skilled enough and qualified.
Okay. So with the 30 hours, you do get some type of certificate?
Yes.
Okay.
There's a 30-hour certificate. There's also a hidden 45-hour certificate where you take all the hours of the program, but you don't take all your academic electives.
Okay.
I can't recommend that because it's so easy to go ahead and get those academic electives and go ahead and get the full 2-year degree that I don't push it, but it is there.
Now, companies, when they're looking for coders, they pretty much are looking for an AA degree.
Yes.
So so it's a 2-year. So in that 2 years, they do the coding. Do they also do the network security?
It's 2 different programs.
Completely different programs.
Yes.
Okay.
There is a few classes that overlap. So if you got one, you would have a start on the other degree. But they're at the point where they're so different.
Is the job market pretty good for people who get out of the coding and/or network security?
Right now, we're slammed.
Okay. Because everything's on
for,
Zoom and everything is.
Well, there's a couple of companies that are recruiting heavily in Meridian.
Okay.
It's companies based out of, I think one is based out of Nashville, the other is based out of New Orleans. I may be wrong about Nashville, maybe another city in Tennessee, but they're really looking for doing major computer updates right now.
Okay.
We don't have enough students to send them. We're sending them recent graduates. We're sending them students soon to graduate, and we're working around their schedule. We're taking advantage of the COVID situation that we have everything online or available online so that a student can actually work a full-time job and get their work done.
And these would be considered essential workers?
Yeah, we have positions we can't fill right now.
Okay, and the money's pretty good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Usually I tell my students to take what you can get when you graduate because any IT field usually starts around what you would expect. I mean, you might get anywhere from 12 to, if you get lucky, around $20. But once you get
per hour.
Per hour. Once you get a few years experience, because that's what employers like to see in this field, somebody who's been around and done it before. The salaries just go through the roof.
Wow.
So what you want to do in either field is get enough experience so an employer can see that you are a programmer or you are a network security professional. And once you've demonstrated that, the sky's the limit.
Well, now, so if someone wants to get in touch with you and ask about the program, how can they get in touch with you?
It's probably best email.
Okay.
Because I lost my passkey to my phone and I had trouble getting voicemail. Okay. But my email is cbeckman, that's CBECKMAN,
okay,
at meridiancc.edu.
Well, listen, I want to thank you for being here today. Was there something else you needed to say?
No.
Okay. Well, I want to thank you for being here today, and I want you to come back and let's talk about this. I'd love to talk about some of these companies coming in, and trying to recruit our students.
Sure. Thank you very much.
We'll be right back.
With so much uncertainty in our world, we are thankful for the heart and determination of those who have followed their calling in healthcare. They work tirelessly on the front lines every day to make a true difference in our community. At Meridian Community College, we take pride in training these heroes and are grateful for their service in this time of great need. These Eagles found their wings at Meridian Community College.
Our students have been out and about. They're videotaping, they're running, they're jogging. It's interesting.
Hi, I'm Josiah Gauss reporting live for MCC Today. I'm here at the Culinary Hotel and Management Studies building. I am here to see what the chef has in for us today, so let's go check it out.
My name is Chef Ann. My full name is Ann Howard Hill. I am the program coordinator and culinary arts instructor for the Culinary Arts Technology program here at MCC. We pride ourselves on our framework here in that you can get a career technical certificate or an associate's degree of applied sciences. We learn everything in this program, from basics on knife skills and stocks and sauces production, all the way through soups, poultry, different types of beef, game, and then special component desserts and pastry techniques. It's a wide range program. We have a memorandum of understanding with the Mississippi University for Women and their culinary arts program, so you can transfer directly into it. Should you have questions about the program, you can call us here at our office at 601-581-3554 or email me at ahill14@meridiancc.edu. Thank you.
Well, that's all we have today here, and I am Josiah Gauss reporting here at MCC Today.
Are you searching for something new? Then Meridian Community College is the place for you. With over 52 career and technical pathways, you can move straight into the workforce in 2 years or less. Get hands-on experience in welding and electrical technology, or go digital in graphic design and media production. You'll discover many opportunities for a new career at a fraction of the cost. Reskill now. Become essential at Meridian Community College. Register today at meridiancc.edu.
On behalf of executive producer Matt Milner, media consultant Josh Taylor, and our student producers Nicole Longmire and Jace Moore, we want to thank you for watching. Hope you learned something.